Hey, it's another great day in the Sonoran Desert. I'm at Ironwood Forest National Park, right outside Tucson. It's about 90 degrees today. This is June 3rd. We're staying here at this little BLM cutout along the road. Check out my other video on how to get here if you want. So we're gonna head down the trail here about a mile or two, see if we can find any real cool things to find. And this little tree here is a little one. He's an ironwood, Olnea desota. These guys usually get 25, maybe 30 feet tall sometimes. Wow. He's got beautiful, tiny little leaves and even smaller leaflets there. Look at that. He's an evergreen. He's flowering here. See that? Pretty little lavender flowers. Lots of bees. So we're gonna go down the trail here and check out the other plants and cacti and little shrub. Maybe some birds like a Gila woodpecker or a cactus wren. Maybe a bunch of little bugs and insects and butterflies like a western pygmy blue. First up here is our creosote bush, the Larrea tridentata. It's called Larrea tridentata because the very end, his little leaves here, there's three little leaves, look like a little trident. He's going to seed right here. Wow, he's called the panacea medicine cabinet for the Native Americans. Make little teas and little solutions and pastes and put them on wounds, and it almost cures everything. We've got lots of little kangaroo rats probably living underneath him right here. This is an Opuntia engelmannii, or Engelmann's prickly pear cactus. He's got these big long barbs coming out. They're a little yellow and brownish right there. Wow. Anyway, let's check out some more stuff. This guy here is a type of bursage. He's an ambrosia, kind of like a burrow bush, but he's the cousin to the burrow bush. I forgot his official name, so I'm just going to call him, I'll call him the local bursage up here at little Ironwood Forest. Here we have another creosote. This guy has little creosote gall growing on him, caused by a little bug called a creosote midge, who kind of scars the tissue or lays a little larvae or something in there to disturb the plant, and it grows this little gall over that little scar or infection, kind of like a little blister and callus to help protect it. Let's see what else we have here. All right, more of our Opuntia engelmannii. This guy here is a pencil cholla. Check this guy out. He's a Cylindropuntia genus. He's got these flowers that came in, and I think they're going to fruit right now. See that? He's got these beautiful purple stems, lots and lots of spines. This guy here is a blue Palo Verde. I'll get you a bigger one to look at. They're all over the place. Here, more creosotes. Over here is our jumping cholla, Cylindropuntia fulgida, or fulgida. See that? He's a guy who kind of jumps out at you, so if you put a little foot up here, his segments, they tend to, well, they drop off and stick to you. That's this guy here, little jumping cholla. Kind of looks like a teddy bear cholla, but he's a little different. He's a jumping cholla. He falls on the ground like this here, and resprouts on his own. All these little segments here, and they'll stick to your shoes and your pants, and you'll take them down to the campsite. And you get in your sleeping bag. It's a problem. Anyway, here we have a blue Palo Verde, Parkinsonia, Florida. He's losing all his leaves. He has chlorophyll in his stems and his branches, so he can still do photosynthesis even without leaves. Wow, here I have another ironwood. You always know ironwood because there's a little pattern here of the roundish looking leaflets. And these main leaves here, right? They only get like, I don't know, a quarter inch or an inch long. So they're real tiny leaves with tinier leaflets. It's our Saguaro cactus. Look at that, he's blooming way on the top. Wow. He's Carnegiea gigantea. It's a giant Carnegie. He's named after Andrew Carnegie. That's how he gets his genus, Carnegiea. Look at that. He always flowers at the very top of these stems and the branches. Hey, check out this really happy sorrel. Look at that. He's all smiling there. Wonderful. You hear that? That's a cactus wren. Listen. I think he's in. There he is. There he goes. He's got a super distinct noise and sound or song. Look at the way these guys just branch out like that. Okay, sometimes they don't branch out for, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 years. These guys will get to be 150 years old, older. Look at that. Look at these great flowers here. So the flower of the saguaro cactus is the state flower of Arizona. Right there. Wow. Here we have a little Ocotillo, Fuchsia splendens. He's just pretty small. Right, he comes out with these sticks all bunched together. They fan out, big long sticks and stems. He's flower buds here. And then he flowers and he's got lots of leaves. And he only leaves after it rains. And the leaves will stay on for a little while and fall off. Then when it rains again, he'll get new leaves. Does that like 6 or 7 times a year. And he's got these huge long thorns. Look at that. They'll just grab you. Wow. If you want to make a fence, you kind of cut this down and line up all the sticks and the stems. Make a fence with a bunch of thorns and barbs on it. These saguaro are just blooming like crazy. Just gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic here. Wow. Look at these flowers on there. Ironwood. Right? They're kind of turning out to be their little seed pods and go through a little cycle of life here. So the younger ironwoods, they're more grayish and white branches. They get older, they turn more brown and dirty looking. See these guys here. Wow, look at this saguaro. Ooh, just can't beat that. Hey, here's our desert mistletoe growing up here. He's a parasite. He latches onto these trees and sucks the nutrients out of the trees instead of doing all the work on his own. It's a Phoradendron, and there's 2 varieties you find up in Mojave and Sonoran deserts. One variety likes to attack our mesquites and our ironwoods. Like this is an ironwood right here in our cat claws. There's another variety that likes to attack our cat claws. And so they're kind of the same, but some people classify them as different subspecies or even different species sometimes. So that's our desert mistletoe right up here. Wow, look at all these cacti coming in. Just unbelievable. So our saguaros, they only really propagate by seeds. So when the arms fall down, the arms very rarely repropagate like a lot of other cacti. So usually just only seeds. Look at these guys. So here we have 2 saguaros side by side. And a single stalk here that's never branched out is called a spear. Okay? And if they branch out like this, it takes about 75 years to get this high before he starts to branch out. And the reason they branch out is to give them a little more reproductive edge, because the flowers only grow on the ends of the stems. So the more stems you have, or branches, that means the more flowers you get, and the more seeds to help spread this guy across the forest. Look at that. Just these Palo Verdes here, saguaros here. Wow. pencil chollas. Here we have another creosote. It's this wash area. Comes down. The ironwoods love to grow in the wash and also along the cliff sides. Got some real scraggly down here at the base, all branchy and thick. Lots of little needles and spines on them. Right there, right there. So you see how big he gets? This guy here, he's probably 25 feet tall. He's all brown and scraggly down here. Just looks like a mess. Beautiful. Light green. Sometimes they get dark green leaves here too. Look at that. And his older stuff is all black and dark, and his younger stuff is all light gray. Look at that. And right here, you have a saguaro growing here underneath our Palo Verde. So this saguaro here is about 80 feet tall. That makes him about 150 or 200 years old. So he's about 75 when he had these branches coming off. He keeps on growing and growing to the top. It's amazing. So here's one that fell down. I'll show you what they look like on the inside. See that? It's not like any traditional bark. He's really just lots and lots of fibrous material all wedged in there with all the xylem and the phloem, and they're all kind of works together. And when it rains, this guy absorbs tons of water. He's called a stem succulent. So he absorbs a ton of water and expands, and then in drought conditions he'll actually contract. So he'll kind of grow open, close, as the rain falls and dries out. And these guys right now are really, really full. You can just see that. They're all fleshy and full. Almost sounds like a pumpkin when you tap him. Look at that. It's really hard to find a trail here because there's so much thorn and brush and cacti. Hey, check out this little butterfly. This guy here, there he goes. He's a western pygmy blue butterfly. Brephidium exilis. He's the smallest butterfly in all of North America. Hey, this messy cholla down here. I think I called him a leghorn cholla. He's actually staghorn cholla, right? He's all messy on a little Cylindropuntia. Almost looks like a diamond cholla, but he's missing the little diamond structures here. Look at that. Wow. Got one here too. Little staghorn. We got one over here. Just all messy and branchy. Sometimes these segments, they don't always seem to fall off as easy as the jumping teddy bear or the jumping chollas. A little more resilient. They stay on and they flower and they fruit. The Palo Verde. That's the saguaros. Here's a can. Looks like it's all shot up from target practice. A lot of shooting going on out here. There's a little shoe or a boot. Some trash. People come out here and kind of make a mess without taking their garbage out. Some more trash here. Alright, here's another one of our Eagleman's Opuntia. Opuntia eaglemanii. Right here. Beautiful, beautiful pads. And you do is you take the pads off. You kind of clear off all the spines. You can fry this guy up for dinner. Look at all these sorrows all over the place here. Just gorgeous. Another ironwood. It's a messy, scraggly mess here. Same with our Palo Verdes. We have here. And look at this saguaro here. He's really tall, way up there. He's probably 60 feet, 50 feet tall. He got real heavy here on his branches. They're coming down. He's pretty resilient because he's looping around this way. He's making new little flowers and fruits. Wow, so about just a quarter mile down, it's the end of the road, and the trail turns around here. You can kind of trailblaze it by foot if you want. A bunch of little offshoot trails. Just make sure you don't get lost, because no one's going to find you out here. See these little trails, you got to go down the little bluff here, through the little creek, or the arroyo. And see that little trail over there? Restarts again up to the peak. Got a bunch of trash here. See all that garbage, trash? So on the way back to the car, I kind of just show you a little more stuff we have, but a lot of the same stuff, like our Palo Verdes, our prickly pears. This here's a mesquite. He's a smooth mesquite, as opposed to like a honey mesquite, right? Or a velvet mesquite. Got more of the ocotillos right here. More of a little ambrosia bursage plants. Here, take a look at this. We got a hole right here in our Saguaro, and most likely it's called or caused by a Gila woodpecker. So what he does, he'll burrow out this little hole here, okay, and he'll wait a couple weeks or a few months and let it all kind of dry up and callus in there. He'll go back and make a little home. When he leaves, the other little birds and owls will go in and make that little nest their home. So they kind of recycle those holes. Wow. Just beautiful forest here. Hey, check out this guy here. Check it out. He's really beat up. So I'm going to guess people are using this guy for target practice. Shooting him, blasting him full of Al Capone style holes from their shotguns. See that? All these holes here. That's from target practice for sure. Just chews these guys up, but he's still pretty resilient. He might survive. Over here too, see all those holes there? All shot up. This guy here, right? Do a little target practice on this guy. Little fire pit. Looks like little propane tanks and other garbage people left here. Hey, so here, look at that. Got a can in our Palo Verde and a little casing from a shotgun. High velocity, 1330 FPS, 1 1/4 ounce, 70 millimeter shotgun shell. There's a bunch more down here. See all that? So just standing here, you know, shooting our beautiful Saguaro cacti. Look at that. This big tall one again. Let's take a look at these flowers a little bit closer. See if we can get them. A little windy though, so see how this turns out here. Look at that. Right there. Beautiful flowers there. Little bees inside, enjoying all the nectar. This Saguaro. This guy here, he's probably about 100 years old. I think he's about 25 feet. This guy here is probably 12 feet, and I bet he's about 75 years old. This guy here, he's a little smaller. He's probably 50 years old. Over here, he might be about 10 years old. This little fellow, he's about 2.5 feet tall, maybe. And way down here, this guy, I bet he's about 5 years old. He's only about 8 inches, so they grow really, really slowly. This guy here is a little bit older. I don't know, maybe 5, 10, something like that. So be real careful with these little fellers, because they take a lot of work to get just a tiny little succulent. Hey, this is really cool. See this? This is our Saguaro here, no longer, but you see his ribs, how they form here. Look at that. Almost wood-like. And they form just like that. And then the spines will grow right in between the ribs. Look at that, so you got the whole shell here. This cool cactus. Look at that inside there. He's still got a couple little thorns down here. That's incredible. Wow, look at this prickly pear. Holy smokes. It's huge. It's got these beautiful flowers. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Oh, there's a little pollinator in there. See him? He's all wrapped up in the little stamen and the anther, and the pollen's getting all over him. He's just buried in there. Holy smoke. There he goes. Holy smokes. Here's another one of our jumping chollas. Right here. All right. Let's see if he wants to jump out at me. Go like this here. Yeah, see that? He's all stuck on me now. And then you never get him off, but I got pretty lucky there. They just like to stick on you all the time. From Palo Verdes and Ironwoods. Got some more mistletoe here. I'm going to show you what else we got out here. So I think this is the end of our trail. Yep, that's kind of it. Here's our car up here, where we're camping to spend the night. And I hope you enjoyed our little video. These beautiful plants. It's another mesquite here. See that?
A hedgehog.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, I'm just going to share all these plants with you. He's covered with mistletoe. See all that mistletoe all over this poor guy? Anyway, there you go. So, thanks for watching. Hope that was fun. It's a great place to come visit. Just be safe and stay on the trail. And watch out for all these jumping chollas so they don't come on and jump out at you. All right? Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.